talk on childhood obesity, and I want to talk about ways we can combat childhood obesity. I tell a little fat kid, and right now there's a problem in our country. Over 69% of adults 20 years and older are overweight or obese. Almost half of Americans 20 years or younger, so if you're under the age of 20, there's 50% chance you're obese. We measure obesity by your body mass index, or your BMI. Josh talked about it when he was talking about working out. If your BMI is 30 or over, you're considered obese. Risks associated with that obesity: you could have bone problems, diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, early heart disease, and if you're overweight as an adolescent, these risks can be multiplied throughout your lifetime. There are many advocates for childhood obesity, but the main one that I think most people are familiar with is Michelle Obama. She's our First Lady, and she started a program that she titled Let's Move. Her points with her Let's Move program work on physical activity, healthy diet, changing your lifestyle in a positive way. But aside from Michelle Obama, I don't think there are many people who are actively fighting childhood obesity. A lot of people talk about it. There are a bunch of statistics and facts. But Michelle Obama is our primary advocate to change it. So my solution, I would like to propose a 3-step school reform program. Where do kids spend most of their time? Where do kids get the most of their influence from? It's when they're at school. So I thought of 3 steps that we can fix that will impact children positively to help fight their obesity. And while I want to help get children who are obese right now, I want to help promote them to have a positive lifestyle. I also want to prevent.
Can you hold on just a second? I'm sorry. All right, thank you, Matt. We appreciate your patience.
I think if we fix children's lifestyles at school, then it will also positively affect their life at home. I think childhood obesity is a much larger problem that our country is facing than people give credit to it. Everyone hears about it, everyone knows it's bad, but it's a very large problem. So that's why I thought of this 3-step solution. The first step is changing food. This looks like a typical school lunch, you would think, but it's actually not. Only 2 states in the entire country are required to serve a healthy option with their hot lunches, or anytime food is provided. So right here there are 2, and there's also what's considered a healthy beverage, milk. 18.6% of schools are required to provide a healthy option when beverages are offered. Those are very low numbers, and I think there are schools out there that offer healthy options, but only 2 states in the entire country require it. 2/3 of high school students drink pop, sports drinks, or another sugar-added drink 1 or more times a day. So 2/3, if you look in a classroom, 2/3 of them drink pop at least 1 time a day. School districts offer choices that could be unhealthy to their students because they receive money. They receive cash incentives to provide them, and they receive a percent of the profits made. So I think if we can change the school's benefit, then we can help prevent childhood obesity. If we make schools not want to offer, if we make schools want a healthier student body, then we could help the health of our nation. The second step is mentality. It's our responsibility to help the children of our nation because being adolescents, they have less chance to help themselves. We need to make children to want to be healthy, to want to participate in physical education or outside school activity. We want them to eat well. We want them to want to be healthy. If they spend less time on electronic entertainment, then it could vastly improve their health. The generation, I think, that's in schools right now, I think they're known for spending a lot of their time on electronics or any other sort of non-physical entertainment. 7.5 hours a day is the amount of time a child spends being entertained non-physically. That's almost as much time as they're supposed to spend asleep. So that brings me to my third step, which is activity. I think that the physical education programs in schools should be fun. If we make children want to participate, if we don't grade them on their athletic ability, I think they'll be more inclined to participate. That will also help them be more inclined to participate in physical activity outside of school. 1 in 4 children don't participate in any outside school physical activity, whether it be a sport or a hobby or anything else, just playing outside. 1 in 4 children don't get that. One of our responsibilities as caretakers of our nation's youth is to protect their health and well-being. If we continue at the rate we're going, in 15 years, 2030, half of America will be obese. Half of America will have increased health problems and increased health risks. If no changes are made, we will fail our children, the children who are below us right now. And I think childhood obesity is a big problem that our nation is facing, along with adulthood obesity. Half of obese children stay obese throughout their adulthood. So if we can decrease the amount of obese children, we'll decrease the amount of obesity in America. Any questions?
Or did you come across Jamie Oliver in your research?
Mhm.
He is a chef, and he's a huge advocate for like taking processed foods completely out of schools because that's
I know that over like 86% of schools have vending machines, and the food and drinks inside vending machines don't fall under the same regulations as food provided in schools. So I think if we could cut vending machines out of schools, then we'll vastly be improving the food we're eating.
he looks at those, the vending machines, and even like what's served, the hot food. He says like it's a lot of bread, it's pizza, it's hot dogs, it's not like the vegetables and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Going about like your step one, let's say states do offer the healthy choices. So what if they're still serving like the pizza or the hamburger? Like, what do you propose?
That falls in line with step 2, which was changing their mentality. We want children to want to be healthy, and the hope is at school where they're influenced the most, if they can distinguish between healthy and unhealthy foods, what they would want to eat would hopefully change. So also at home, they would decrease the amount of fast food being eaten. Even food like lunches packed can have an increase in nutrition. So hopefully if they do hot lunches, they would also make healthy choices.